Picture this. A mother who once poured her entire soul into raising her son now stands silently heartbroken. The words from the very child she nurtured, once tender, now sharp, cut deeper than anything a stranger could ever say. Why does a son, once so affectionate and close, grow distant, or worse, hostile toward the woman who gave him everything? It's a painful question that fractures families, but the answer is buried deep in the human psyche. Welcome to Jung Psyche Hub, where we dive beneath the surface of ordinary life to explore the soul's hidden truths through the timeless lens of Carl Jung. In this video, we'll explore the bittersweet truth of the mother-son bond, a relationship that holds profound love, unconscious wounds, and deeply buried conflict. Through Carl Jung's insights on the mother complex, shadow, and individuation, we'll reveal 4 psychological secrets that explain why sons hurt their mothers and how that very pain can lead to profound healing. From the hidden forces driving his behavior to the steps both mother and son can take to mend the bond, this journey may forever change how you see family, love, and yourself. Stay with us till the end for a truth that can transform your closest relationships. Let's begin. 1. The unseen chains of the mother complex. Deep inside every man lies a mysterious force, a pull he may not even be able to name. It's not just love for his mother. It's attachment, need, dependence, and sometimes resentment. Carl Jung called this inner web the mother complex, a psychological blueprint formed from birth. To a boy, his mother is not just a caregiver. She's an archetype, the first embodiment of life, safety, nourishment, and love. But as he grows, that same maternal presence, once comforting, can become suffocating. Her love reminds him of his former weakness, his vulnerability, his childhood dependence. To become a man, he feels he must push her away. When a son lashes out, through cold distance, biting words, or total rejection, it's not just rudeness or immaturity. It's a battle with the shadow of his past, a war against a part of himself he's afraid to face. Let's look at this through a story. Meet Mark, a 35-year-old successful software engineer. To the world, he seems grounded, career, partner, life under control. But when his mother Linda calls, something tightens in his chest. Her simple questions, how's work? Are you eating enough? Sound to him like judgment. One day, after a long day at work, Linda invites him to a family dinner. Mark snaps. Mom, stop hovering. I'm not a kid anymore. The hurt in Linda's voice lingers. But Mark shrugs it off. To him, she's just being clingy. What he doesn't see is that her care is triggering the unresolved pain of the mother complex. It reminds him of the boy who once relied on her for everything. A boy he feels he must abandon in order to fully grow up. This is the paradox Carl Jung illuminated. The more a son tries to assert independence, the more violently he may reject the very love that formed him. But every harsh word he speaks to his mother is also a wound to himself, because the mother he's rejecting is a symbol of his own inner world. 2. Projection, turning the mother into a mirror of pain. When a son calls his mother overbearing or needy, it's easy to assume he's just lashing out. But what if those words aren't about her at all? Carl Jung's wisdom reveals something much deeper. When a son hurts his mother, he may be projecting his own unconscious pain onto her, turning her into a mirror of what he cannot face in himself. Projection is a defense mechanism, the psyche's way of saying, I can't handle this feeling, so I'll blame you instead. Let's see this in real life. Meet John, a 28-year-old graphic designer. To friends, he's charismatic and confident. But with his mother, Sarah, it's different. Her texts, did you eat? Be careful driving, irritate him. One Sunday, she casually asks about his weekend. John snaps. Why do you have to know everything? You're so controlling. Sarah looks crushed. John feels a pang of guilt but buries it, labeling her too much. What's really happening here? John's reaction isn't about Sarah's question. It's about his shadow, the hidden part of him that feels insecure, uncertain, and not good enough. Her concern triggers those buried emotions, so he pushes them away by pushing her away. Projection turns his own fear of failure into blame. Her love becomes the enemy because it reminds him of his vulnerability. But here's the twist. Sarah has her own shadow too. Her constant check-ins stem from her fear of losing her son. Her anxiety gets projected as control. This cycle feeds itself. Her fear triggers his shadow, and his anger deepens her fear. A 2024 study found that when mothers frequently reach out to adult sons, it often increases tension. Not because of the contact itself, but because of the unconscious pain it activates in both. Awareness is the first step to break this cycle. For sons, ask, what am I really reacting to? For mothers, ask, is this fear talking or love? 3. The painful journey of individuation. Every son reaches a moment when he must step out from his mother's shadow and become his own man. Carl Jung called this process individuation, the path toward selfhood. But the road is often lined with guilt, confusion, and pain. To separate from the mother, especially one who's been nurturing and involved, can feel like betrayal. Let's understand this through another story. Meet David, a 30-year-old journalist. He moved to the city to pursue his dream. His mother, Ellen, has always supported him, but her frequent texts and care packages began to feel heavy. One day, she sends his favorite snacks. Exhausted and overwhelmed, David snaps, I don't need this. I'm fine on my own. Ellen's silence on the other end pierces him, but he says nothing. David isn't rejecting his mother. He's trying to reject the part of himself that still longs for her approval. Jung observed that the mother archetype is both nurturing and overwhelming. For a son trying to build his identity, her love can feel like a weight. A 2023, studies showed that sons experience the most conflict with their mothers during major life transitions, like moving away, starting careers, or becoming fathers. Mothers often struggle too. Ellen's gestures weren't controlling. They were her way of saying, I still matter. When motherhood has been her identity, letting go feels like loss. Both sides are in pain, but don't know how to express it. To heal, both must step into awareness. David can say, Mom, I love you. I just need space to grow. Ellen can respond, I trust you. I'm here when you need me. These honest expressions of independence and love are the key to healthy individuation. 4. The bridge of healing, love with boundaries. The conflict between mother and son can feel like a war without peace. But what if that pain is not an ending, but a beginning? Carl Jung believed that the deepest wounds hold the greatest potential for healing. Healing begins with awareness, and then continues through action. Meet Susan and Tom. Susan is 55, a dedicated teacher. Tom is 32, a rising architect. For years, their bond was strained. Tom kept his distance. Susan grew anxious and tried harder, texting, calling, even showing up uninvited. One day, after a heated exchange, Tom yelled, You're suffocating me. Susan broke down. But instead of retreating, she took a new step. Inspired by a book on Jung, she wrote him a letter. I love you. I see how hard you're working. I want to support you, not hold you back. I'm here when you're ready. To her surprise, Tom replied. They began a quiet journey back to each other. Healing isn't about fixing everything overnight. It's about small moments of truth. A kind message, a boundary respected, a thank you offered. Tom realized his harshness came from stress and shame. Susan recognized her over-involvement came from fear. Through communication, space, and understanding, they transformed their bond. A 2023 study found that 80% of parent-child conflict improves with honest, empathetic dialogue. Jung's teachings support this. When we face the shadow, we can move beyond blame and into connection. Here's a simple tip. If you're a son, write your mother a letter. Don't send it yet. Just reflect on what you are truly feeling during a moment of hurt. If you're a mother, write your son a message of love and release. Let him know you trust his path. These small acts begin the great work of healing. And there you have it. The 4 hidden truths behind why sons hurt their mothers. 1. The unconscious chains of the mother complex. 2. The shadow's projection. 3. The pain of individuation. 4. And finally, the pathway to healing through love and respect. This isn't just a story of pain. It's a journey of transformation. Carl Jung taught us that when we confront what's unconscious, we create the space for real change. And in doing so, we find not only healing with others, but with ourselves. So what's one step you can take today? A letter, a moment of silence, a kind word, a boundary spoken with love. These small steps are how bonds are rebuilt. At Jung Psyche Hub, we're here to walk this journey with you. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. For more videos that explore the soul's deepest truths, drop a comment. What spoke to you the most today? What truth are you ready to face? And if you know someone who needs this message, share it with love. Because every shadow holds a light if we dare to look.